In all aspects of our life, we need rules and regulations. Otherwise, there's chaos. And it's exactly the same in mathematics. No matter where you are in the world, when you see a particular mathematical expression, it should mean the same to you as it does to anybody else. So, when we're learning mathematics, we have to learn those orders of operation. And the orders have been summarized in an acronym called Bedmas. The B stands for brackets, the E for exponents. Here we've got division and multiplication, and then we've got adding and subtracting. And basically these are the most important ones. They're done first, and we work our way from left to right along that line. So I'm going to explain this through a couple of very simple examples. Here we've got 5 plus 3 times 2. Now, according to the rules of operation, the multiplication should be done before the addition. So 3 times 2 is 6, then we add the 5 and the 6 together and we get 11. If I want you to add the 5 and the 3 together first, I will put a bracket around it because the bracket sort of supersedes everything. Brackets are kind of like a set of fences that keep things inside. And whatever's in there, you got to get that done first. So in this case, 5 plus 3 is 8 times 2 is 16. As far as exponents go, if you have an exponent on a number, 5 squared means 5 times 5, so you have to do that first. That's 25. 4 times 25 is 100. Don't multiply and then square. You're going to end up with 20 squared, which is 400, and that's not according to the rules that we're going to operate under. Now, when you have multiplication and division, you work with these from left to right. I know we write the D before the M, but when you come to a question, you have to work across this way, as long as there's just multiplication and division. So 4 times 5 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. Now, sometimes you get the right answer by doing things out of order. For example, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then 5 times that is 10. There are cases where, because of the placement of the division, you can get away with breaking the order, but rather than worrying about when you can do that and when you can't, just work your way from left to right. Same thing here. 10 divided by 2 is 5, times 5 is 25. You notice if you did it out of order this time, if you did the 2 times the 5 first, you'd have 10 divided by 10, and you wouldn't get the right answer. So basically, a lot of this involves working from left to right, as long as you don't have a mixture of adding and subtracting, and multiplying and dividing. This last example over here, you see I've got some adding, I've got some multiplying, and I've got some dividing. The multiplying and dividing come before the adding and subtracting. So this is a 4, this is 18, and we add them together for 22. If I were to put a bracket here, that would change the whole thing, because then I would have to do what's in the bracket first. This would become a 12, and 12 divided by 12 is 1, times 2 is 2, and this would no longer be okay because I put those brackets in. So just remember, do whatever in the brackets first, do division and multiplication before adding and subtracting, and if you've got a mixture of these or these, work from left to right.